How is it going, everyone? I want to highlight some really great PlayStation 4 and 5 game deals over at GameFly right now. GameFly, if you don't know, sells pre-played games. I know they're mostly a rental service, but you can also go there to buy pre-played games. It's called pre-played games and not pre-owned games because, well, the games were never owned. They were rented out, and once they fulfilled their purpose, they are sold. And generally speaking, with GameFly, you get games in excellent condition, so it's a great option as far as getting games at great prices. So just got a couple deals to go over, so let's get right into it. First of all, the Dead Space remake. We're seeing this get a little bit cheaper. I know I covered a deal where it was $55, but here at GameFly, you get it for $40. And you're getting a copy of it at near mint condition, so that is a really great price, and probably a price that a lot of you would be willing to pay for the Dead Space remake. I know some of you are probably waiting for like a $20 to $30 price tag. Hey, I love the Dead Space remake. I thought Motive Studio did a tremendous job with the remake of this game, expanded it a little bit. Obviously, technically speaking, it looks fantastic, plays really great, and the gameplay of Dead Space, it stays true and still holds up for a 2023 audience. One of the next-gen titles that look really great as well from a visual standpoint. So $40 for it. You know, it's not a super lengthy game, but given that it is expanded a little bit while staying true to the original, I think this is a good price. I definitely understand why people were a little bit hesitant to pay the original $60, but at $40, I think it's a much more palatable price point. Next up, we do have Evil West, which is down to $19.99. This was a game done by Flying Wild Hog, the developers of the Shadow Warrior titles. Not one that I really played, but given the fact that it was released at $50, and here you have it a few months after release for $20, I imagine that's one that some of you guys would be interested in. Has a pretty nice look to it and a pretty nice element to Dark Menace. Consumes the Old West in solo or co-op, fight with style and visceral explosive combat against bloodthirsty monstrosity, eradicate the vampiric hordes with your lightning-fueled gauntlet, and become a Wild West superhero. It's got that Wild West with, you know, supernatural elements, battle alone or with a friend, myths and legends retold within a stylized, weird Wild West universe, evolved with perks, upgradable weapons and tools, explore and fight through a story-driven campaign to save America. So all of that available at $19.99, great price on that. Next up, we do have God of War Ragnarok at $44.99. Look, it's God of War Ragnarok. I imagine if you have a PS5, this is a PS5 copy, by the way. If you have a PS4 or a PS5, you probably picked up the game, unless you only have a PS4 and you were waiting to play it on a next-generation platform. If, for whatever reason, you have a PS5 and you don't have God of War Ragnarok, I highly implore you to check it out. I know some of you guys got a little tilted when I said that, you know, God of War Ragnarok didn't do it for me as much as, let's say, God of War 2018, or some of the other games in general in 2022. I don't know why that is, because when I look at God of War Ragnarok objectively, it's a tremendous game, and I did really enjoy it. It's just, I didn't have the same, acclaim towards it that I had with God of War 2018, if that makes sense. That might have just been a timing thing when I played the game, and again, like, from every aspect that you can assess this game at, it is a tremendous, tremendous game, incredible narrative, a sizable amount of content, and obviously a big budget experience as well. So for $45, it's a great buy. I know that, you know, ruffled a few feathers when I said that I didn't get into it as much as 2018, and personally speaking, like, Forbidden West was a game that I was more engaged in, but would I say that Forbidden West is a better game than Ragnarok? Absolutely not. Sometimes I feel like people get it twisted, but sometimes also, you just end up enjoying a game that's lesser received just because of timing and things like that, and the gameplay style was just something you were looking for at the time. But nevertheless, $45 for Ragnarok, it's a tremendous deal, and I would highly recommend you to play it. Obviously, if you haven't played God of War 2018, you must play that game first. You don't necessarily have to play the original 3 titles and Ascension, Chains of Olympus, and all those games, but definitely would recommend you to play 2018 because it's a direct follow-up to that and very much connected to that game. And worthwhile to see the whole relationship between Kratos and Atreus evolve throughout the 2 titles. And also, the game does have a PlayStation Plus Premium free trial, so if you do want to play it through Premium and then decide for yourself on whether or not to pick it up, that is an option as well. I want to give a shout out to Piece Odyssey, which is 20% off of the regular GameFly price at $28 is a really good price. I recently mentioned this when it was new for $40, and I thought that was a pretty decent price, but at $28, yeah, now we're really cooking as far as a price point goes. Although One Piece Odyssey was a really good JRPG, and that's coming from somebody that has no affinity towards One Piece whatsoever. Like, I like anime here and there for sure, but One Piece is one that I just never got into, especially because of the gargantuan episode count. But this is fundamentally a well-made turn-based JRPG, a sizable amount of content here, and I imagine that you'll enjoy it a lot more if you are a One Piece fan, because the whole gimmick of the game is that you revisit iconic parts of the One Piece anime that are done a little bit differently, and it's got some great platforming sections. The gameplay is really solid, and it's a super stylish turn-based JRPG. So for $28, I think this is a no-brainer. Go check it out. Again, especially if you're a fan, and even if you're not, it's a pretty good JRPG all around. Like, I had literal, like, 4 to 5 hours of gameplay sessions with this game, and for me, like, I'll have those lengthy gameplay sessions, but it's usually with games that I really enjoy, and One Piece Odyssey was a game that I really enjoyed that got me doing that. I know for a lot of you guys, you know, playing a game 5 hours straight is like nothing, but for me these days, 5 hours of straight gaming is difficult, but I had that with One Piece Odyssey pretty regularly, so yeah, I had a great time with it. 28 bucks I think is a great buy. I do also want to give a shout to New Tales from the Borderlands Deluxe Edition. Now, the thing about this is that this includes Tales from the Borderlands, excuse me, the Telltale original title, and that is the main drawing card here to me. New Tales from the Borderlands is okay, it's fine as a narrative experience, but definitely doesn't have the charm and the je ne sais quoi that the original had, but you get the original here, and the original is fantastic and one of my favorite Telltale games that they ever put out, so yeah, worthwhile to play it. You know, 15 bucks, you get the original, you get the newer one as well. I think it's a good buy. And lastly, a lot of you guys are gonna give me like some absolute vitriol for saying that this is a decent deal, but Saints Row 2022, $15 is a decent price for this. Look, I know that this game got absolutely panned, and I can understand why, but if you want like a nonsensical open world experience that Saints Row has often been known for, like, this is a fine game in my opinion. Is it great? Absolutely not, but I think it's fine for what it is, and it can be a little bit of fun, you know? I'm not saying it's gonna be a game that you enjoy or it's gonna be you know, one of the best open world games of all time, but if you want something that you can just mentally unwind and do some nonsense in an open world, Saints Row is not a bad time. Yes, I've said before that I think this game is a fine buy at like Agents of Mayhem price, which is like $5, but this game just came out back in August of 2022, so it's not gonna hit Agents of Mayhem price quite yet, but it is coming. It will be some $5 here. You know, not in the near future, but in the future, it certainly will be. So if you want to keep waiting, wait. If you have a gigantic backlog, is this a game you should be rushing out to add to your backlog? No, but I thought it was some off-the-wall zany fun. I didn't take it too seriously. Yes, the story is completely just nonsensical garbage, but you know, from a gameplay standpoint, I thought it was a decent bit of fun. So yeah, I know some of you guys are gonna be like, bro, you need to get checked for that one, for that take. But nevertheless, I'm not saying spend $60. I'm not even saying spend $30. 15 I think is an okay little price point for this, and you know, they have been updating the game and whatnot, so I thought I would give it a recommendation. But that is going to do it for me. Again, GameFly, one of the low-key banger spots to pick up a lot of great games. Dead Space at $40 is great, Evil West at $20, One Piece Odyssey at $28, God of War Ragnarok at $45, and more. Links to everything in the description box as always. Thank you for watching, sound off down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.